Welcome back to SundayPips, reviewing pairs for this week. Not gonna lie, this week was trash. GBP CAD is like the only pair that played out how I wanted it to. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs. I wanted to enter a trade once this 4-hour blue candle closed above this. Woke up when price was somewhere around here. Took the trade. I got filled up here, making my risk to reward a 1-to-1. Obviously, I then closed the trade because risking $1 to make $1, it's not worth it in my opinion. But risking $1 to make $2 or more, now that's worth it. That's why I always say I need a minimum of a 1-to-2 to take a trade. And if you watch my Sunday analysis video, you're probably wondering, didn't you say you were gonna wait for a 4-hour pullback and then a shift of structure on the lower time frames to then look for buys? Here's the thing, I'll only tell you the most ideal thing to wait for. Taking a trade right here is way more better than taking a trade right here, than entering right here. Why? Because this 4-hour pullback could have happened and never stopped. For example, right here. See how this pullback on the 4-hour never stopped until 4-hour shifted bearish? Same thing could have happened. We could have pulled back until we shifted bearish, and this would have hit your stop loss, assuming you place your stop loss somewhere around there. And how do you know once a pullback on the 4-hour is done pulling back? When the shift of structure on the lower time frames happens. And that's why I told you I was going to enter. Let me look for another example on this. Let me look for another example on the chart. I don't think y'all getting it. Example. Let's look at this 4-hour pullback. Let's go down to the 15 minute. It don't matter what time frame you go to. Whichever one looks the cleanest. Okay, here's the bubble. Okay, I better take out your books and pencil and start writing everything I say, because this right here could potentially make you $1 million if you get it. Okay, so on the 4-hour, we look like this. Place this bubble thing right here on the pullback on the 4-hour. Okay, 15 minute was bullish. This was the higher high and this was the higher low. Pretend this red arrow represents the 15 minute. Okay, so we were bullish on the 15 minute, and then we body candle closed under the higher low, making 15 minute bearish. What does this mean? This means 15 minute went bearish to create this pullback on the 4-hour. Okay, since we closed under the higher low, this makes this the lower low, and this right here the lower high. Let me do the same thing right here. Lower low, lower high. And so how do we know when a 4-hour pullback is done pulling back? When the shift of structure happens, when we shift bullish, and the shift of structure happened right here. We close above the lower high on the 15 minute. We shifted bullish right here. Body candle close above the lower high, making 15 minute bullish. And this is where I enter the trade. This is the whole strategy right here. Take the trade, set and forget. That's the only thing you do after that. And on the 4-hour, it will look something like this. Back to blue. On the 4-hour, it looks something like this. You won't see, you won't see on the 4-hour all these little moves that are happening on the 15 minute, all these ups and downs. You won't see them on the 4-hour. I mean, the easiest way to think about this is all we did was just zoom in. All we did was zoom in into this 4-hour pullback. So once 1-hour shift, once 15 minute or the lower time frames shift bullish, this tells you the pullback is done. and that's where you take the trade. And from here you just set and forget. Okay, now let's go back to where we were at. Okay. Who wanna bet $1,000 that this right here, that since we never went up on this pullback on the 4 hour, who wanna bet that the shift of structure never happened on this pullback on the 4 hour? Let's go down to the 1 hour. Let's see if we shifted. Okay, see, we remained bearish on the 1 hour. See how we continued creating lower lows and lower highs, and then we shifted down here. We body candle close above the lower high right here, making 1 hour bullish, and from here price went up. It's that easy. No shift of structure, no, price will probably not go up. We probably just continue going down without a shift of structure. But does price always go up once the shift of structure happens? Of course not. Sometimes the shift of structure happens and then price just shifts bearish again, and then we continue heading down. But it's a way better confluence than just making up something like, oh, every 3 blue candles there's a red candle, so enter sales.